Mistakes in Mobile Legends are completely normal. Even pro players often make mistakes too.
One against three, brought back and taken down.
To respond there, the Lord is inside the base.
He counters it, is gone.
I will show you the mistakes in this game that you might also experience and how to avoid them, especially for beginners who are still learning how to play Mobile Legends. In this game, we have Alice as the core, Direth on the EXP lane, but not even 1 minute into the game, he already died, and Hilda as the roamer. On paper, the lineup looks perfect, no problem at all, and on my lane, I'm up against Layla, who is already at a disadvantage during the laning phase against Granger. If you notice, I'm not using auto attacks, and especially when it hits 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's because their core is about to reach level 4, so I have to be careful. Layla has already used her flicker here, but I don't try to chase her, because at this point in the game, their jungler is already looking for a pick, and if you force it, you'll just end up getting killed. Never ever forget to look at the map, and for gold laners, your job isn't just to farm. You also need to rotate and help whenever there's a fight happening near you. Maybe we just got unlucky with our fighter here because he died again in the EXP lane. And what's worse, the turtle is about to spawn. This is something every EXP laner should always remember. When you see that the turtle is about to respawn, you really have to play safe, because during the turtle fight, your presence is very important for the team. And when I got my first item here, I tried to kill Layla, but my skills kept missing. I didn't force it anymore because I immediately noticed that their jungler was rotating toward my lane. Luckily, Hilda was with me, so I was still somewhat safe. Also, I wanted to help her, but it was already too late. The turtle is about to spawn here, so they tried to gank me at the bottom lane. Even their mage joined the fight. Luckily, our core and Hilda were both here to back me up. We managed to take down their core, but my mistake was not backing off immediately after. That's why I ended up getting killed too. It's already 5 minutes into the game, but our mage still hasn't rotated to my lane even once. And I managed to kill Layla here because I knew she was alone. The turtle was about to spawn, so I was confident that the enemy jungler and the rest of their team were already rotating toward the turtle, meaning Layla was left all by herself. Here I rotated to join the clash and we successfully took down Edith. The problem and the real mistake was that our core overextended right after. Because of that, he also ended up getting killed. Just never forget to always be careful, especially if you're the core or jungler. Don't be greedy. A lot of players get punished because of that, and that's where most mistakes happen. Never dive in unless you're really sure that you can secure the kill and get out safely. Our Hilda was actually moving really well here, and we managed to take down their core. I just wasn't getting too close because Granger is really squishy, and it's very risky if I position poorly. I already used flicker here, and honestly, I really don't want to get picked off, especially since I'm the marksman. For all the marksman players out there, don't let yourself get fed on too much, because your team is relying on you for the late game. Your damage is crucial, so staying alive is very important. Know that the blue buff is really good for Alpha because of the cooldown reduction it gives, so I didn't even hesitate to take his buff. Good thing I already had my core items at this point, because if not, we would have probably lost that clash. When you're playing marksman, positioning is everything. You should never be in the front line. Stay at the back, deal damage safely, and let the tanks and fighters take the hits for you. And since we won that clash, I immediately went straight to the bottom lane to push. One of the common mistakes that a lot of players make after winning a clash or wiping out the enemies is going back to farming. And that's wrong. You should instantly look for ways to take objectives like turrets instead of returning to farming, because pushing after a successful fight is how you turn small wins into big advantages. I was honestly getting a bit annoyed with our core here because he knew we were already taking the Lord, but he didn't even bother to help. He prioritized getting his blue buff instead. This is one of the big mistakes that some junglers make, focusing too much on farming rather than securing important objectives. Thankfully, we still managed to secure the Lord despite that. Our Deeroth got picked off again here, probably because he wasn't checking the map, I don't really know. And then suddenly our core just dove in, trying to fight against 4 enemies all by himself. Of course, he ended up dying too, and his blue buff was wasted just like that. Our Deeroth went back to the bottom lane again, maybe because he knew the enemies were likely to push the top lane, and that's why he made that play. What do you think? Was that the right decision, or was it just pure luck? Let me know your answer in the comment section. The clash here was actually really good. Edith did the right thing, but the problem for her is, I still managed to kill her. Do you know why what she did was actually the right play? It's because she went straight for the damage dealer first. If you really want to win a clash, especially in the late game, you need to prioritize taking down the enemy damage dealers, not the tanks. Tanks won't carry the fight, it's the damage dealers that can turn the game around. We were about to finish the game, but we ran out of creeps, and the enemies were about to respawn, so we decided to back off. But Hilda was left behind and got killed by the tower. Then our core also went for the blue buff, and ended up getting picked off as well. And that Lunox, I don't know what's his doing. And the worst part, the Lord was already alive, and obviously there's nothing we could do about it. And here's another common mistake players make, rushing the game. They get too greedy and desperate to end it, and that's when they get overconfident. Don't copy that. End the game only when you really have the right opportunity. 2 of my teammates actually got picked off here, so there's only 3 of us left defending. Good thing the enemies are also starting to make some mistakes here. The game is super crucial now, especially since it's already late game. In situations like this, all you can really do is throw out every single skill you've got, but at the same time, don't forget to play it safe. We managed to get the advantage again here, but this is where I made the biggest mistake in this game. I underestimated Layla's damage. Layla is one of the most painful heroes in Mobile Legends. She can literally melt tanks, especially in the late game, and that's exactly the mistake I made. And yeah, that's where my mistakes started piling up one after another. As a carry player, you really have to be extra careful, especially in the late game, and even more when you're playing solo. You can't really rely on anyone but yourself. Good thing CC made a mistake here, so we were able to pick her off. We didn't waste any time after that. We went straight for the Lord. Good thing we secured it. The enemies still tried to contest, but they were outnumbered since one of their damage dealers was up at the top lane. And here, I also made a mistake. I didn't cancel Granger's first skill while CC had Vengeance active. That's why I ended up getting killed just from her Vengeance alone. One of the common beginner mistakes is attacking heroes who have Vengeance on, especially when you're a damage dealer. At this point, we were really about to lose, but the enemies were still struggling to break into our base. We even tried to contest the Lord, but we failed. I did manage to kill their core, but it didn't really matter anymore. We had no mid tower left. And when the Lord was already pushing mid, something happened that I didn't expect at all. And yeah, we lost. And the biggest lesson in this video is, never get overconfident. Every single minute in this game can change everything. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one.